Hi guys, hope your distance learning experiences have all been, relatively painless. I know we've been getting a lot of notifications from parents and stuff when they're confused, but just know that you're doing a good job. All right, so I wanted to talk to you today about how you can create anchor charts or posters for students using Google Slides or drawings. Um, this also is good if like you left a bunch of resources in your classroom that you can't get back to. You can try and recreate them for your students, save them as PDFs or as images, and put them in your Google Classroom or your iTunes U so they have them to reference. If you can get to school today, you can also take pictures of the anchor charts that already exist in your classroom and you can post those as pictures. But if you can't get back to school, this is an alternative. All right. So we're just using Google Slides. All right. And really simple. You know how to use all of the tools in Google Slides. I'm making the assumption. So like text boxes, you can make text boxes that also have links as attached to them. So to get to outside resources, you can also use the shapes, which are up here, to create interesting things for your students to look at, make them visually interesting. You can type in those shapes also by double clicking. And they have a couple of three-dimensional shapes, which are always fun to play around with. um, and then things like this, you can just change the direction that they're facing. You can also grab these little yellow guys and change um, what the arrows look like and stuff. So you can play around with them as you see fit. Different fonts, fills, and borders. All right. Remember, these tools won't pop up unless you actually create a text box. Otherwise, you're just stuck with what's here. You can also play around with your word art. All right. Sorry, my internet keeps dropping. You're probably experiencing the same thing. So with the word art, you can use any of the fonts. All right, you can play around with colors and stuff like that. All right. So like this, for example, was created using word art. It's just this font. Looks really cool when you mess around with the borders and the fills. If you wanted to insert images, you can just search right to the web from here. So let's say I wanted to put a cat in my picture in my poster. I could do that. Remember, PNGs are pictures that don't have backgrounds, which always look nicer. You can also search for transparent background and like whatever you're looking for. Right. The other thing that you can do is if you have a Bitmoji, you can also use your Bitmojis, which are also PNGs. They don't have backgrounds, so that it looks so the kids can kind of see that you're fun. So you can download these as images. And so let's say, for example, I wanted this slide as a poster or an anchor chart. It will only do the current slide as a picture. I could download the whole thing as a PDF. So you could organize this where this is like linear equation anchor charts. And then each one of these is just something that tells them about those processes and things like that. Your other option is Google Drawings, if it was like a standalone kind of thing, where you could just have the one. You still have the ability to download it as an image, which is good, or a PDF, but it would only be this workspace. So, unlike slides where you can have multiple, with drawings, you only get the one. To change the background, you right click. You can't add images as a background on this. This is the only thing that's different than slides. But other than that, you can add text boxes. You can add word art. You can add diagrams, charts, tables, shapes, and all kinds of things that you could add to slides. The only thing that's different is changing the background. All right, so hopefully that's useful for you, and keep fighting the good fight. We'll talk soon.